Hey, welcome back to day 3 of the Silent Sculpt Gentle Core Yoga Challenge. If you are just joining, this program is designed to be safe for beginners, postpartum, and anyone healing diastasis recti, while still effective for athletes and men wanting to rebuild their core. Today, we'll move through a gentle but progressive flow to strengthen and tone your deep core and pelvic floor. Just remember to listen to your body, modify as needed, and only move on to day 4 when you feel ready. So we begin by lying down on your back, knees bent, feet hip-width apart. Placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your ribs. Taking a deep breath in, expanding belly and ribs. And then as you exhale, drawing your belly gently toward your spine. Activate your pelvic floor like you're lifting upward. This breath will guide every movement today. So keeping that going. Inhale as you expand belly and ribs. Exhale as you draw your belly gently toward your spine, activating the pelvic floor like you're lifting upward, a zipping up sensation here. Feeling that corset feeling of everything pulling inward, wrapping inward, and then continuing with that. As you do this, bringing your mind to the core, bringing your mind to that center line, keeping a neutral pelvis here so we aren't tucking the tailbone under, and we aren't pressing the tailbone back into the mat. We're keeping a little bit of space between the lower back and the mat. So there should be a slight little arch there if you've got a neutral pelvis. Just at that low back. And really finding that connection here into your core. Finding one more here. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're drawing all the way up, zipping up, and then letting the breath come back to its natural state. Breathing normally. We're going to start to do some heel slides with a lift, and then returning the foot back down, alternating, and then coming to the other side. As you do this, making sure that you are keeping that neutral pelvis. So you are keeping the belly button pressing back towards the spine the whole time. You're syncing your breath, keeping the breath going and connecting the breath to the movement. As you inhale, you are preparing. Exhale, slide one heel forward, keeping the pelvis stable. Lifting the leg and returning the foot back down. There is the option to add a more extended lift here, or keeping the range smaller. So keeping the ribs closed down, belly is gently drawing in the whole time. And most importantly, you want to make sure that it is the core that is staying really strong here throughout. So there is no tension coming into the lower back. So if you notice there is, then shorten the range with this, or even continue with the heel slide out and in, and don't worry about the lift of the leg. So it is all about maintaining that core connection, that strength in the core the whole time, so that the core is working and everything else is staying very, very still and stable. Let's find one more on each side. And coming to have both feet on the mat. Then we're going to come to a reverse table. So starting to bring the knees up, and you have the knees and the feet in the same line. And of course, if this isn't comfortable to bring both knees up, you can just bring one up and keep the other foot down on the mat. We're going to keep that neutral pelvis, so keeping strength into the core. And the closer the knees come in towards the heart center, the less intense. So you can bring those knees in closer if you're finding this a little bit challenging, or you can have those knees directly in line with the hips. Now we're doing alternating toe taps. So as you inhale, you're preparing here, and as you exhale, tapping one toe down, and then inhale to return back to your neutral position. Keeping your pelvis steady, making sure there is no arching in the lower back. So you are really keeping the whole back connected here, keeping that belly button pressing back towards the spine. And to modify this even further, you can keep your hands pressing gently into the thighs for extra support. And if you notice at any time that the belly starts to dome, then return to heel slides. We always want to put safety first. This is challenging here, and this is not necessarily going to be a position or an exercise you want to come into straight away. So coming to your heel slides again, if you notice that you are finding that that belly is doming, or you're getting any tension into the lower back as you continue here. One more on each side. And let's stay here. Drawing the knees in, using your core to find that connection, and then you are floating the feet all the way down onto your mat. Take a break, take a moment here. Deep breath in, just letting the belly find a full expansion, and then as you exhale, just releasing and letting everything go. Nice work. Now we're going to come into our next exercise. This is a single B tap down. So you can, of course, if you want to make this more challenging, you can do a double of this straight off the bat. Otherwise, we are toe tapping the right toes down to the outside edge of your mat, and then back to tabletop. Keeping this going. So as you continue, making sure you're syncing your breath with this. Inhale to prepare, exhale as the belly button comes back to the spine, and lowering the toes down, keeping that core engagement. Inhale, bringing the leg back, and let's come to the other side. And making sure that the whole time you have got that strong core engagement, you are breathing and you are keeping really, really strong and stable through the pelvis, the rest of the back, making sure that the ribs are closed down, jaw is relaxed, and you are keeping that connection the whole time, that zipping up sensation here. Now maybe you are doing a double to finish off, or maybe not. You might stay with that single, or you might float the feet back down and take a break here, and then we are coming into our reverse crunch variations. So you've got options here. You can have the knees together, heels close to the glutes, or you can also have one ankle crossed over the other and having the knees falling out wide. We are using the low abs to draw the knees in towards the heart center. So really connecting into those lower abs. So it's not so much that you're lifting the pelvis here, it is more about really only using those core muscles to draw in and then relax out. Connecting your breath with this. And again, you can have those legs in any position that feels comfortable for you. And maybe you're holding on to the legs in some way. Maybe you're holding on to behind the knees or wrapping the hands around the front side of the kneecaps and even using your arm strength a little bit here. But it's really important to just work with what feels right for you. And all we're really trying to achieve here is to get into those lower abs, which can be a hard one to reach. This is amazing for doing that. And syncing your breath here, ribs closed. Nice. And then let's come back through center. Taking a moment here, starting to circle the knees in one direction and then the other. Anything that feels good. Maybe a few deeper breaths here in through the nose, out the nose or mouth. And then starting to float the feet down, taking a moment before moving into knee hugs or the leg lowers. So you're hugging one knee in as the other leg extends and slightly lowers down. And then switching to the other side. So there's the option to have your toes to ceiling to modify of that straight leg to allow not such an intensity. So what I want you to do is really start off with the leg high and making sure that you can maintain that core connection the whole time before starting to lower the extended leg down towards the mat a little bit. Also, there's the advanced option to lift your head and shoulders at the same time, but be really careful not to strain if you are doing that. This is an intense exercise and it is so important that we put safety first. So you're exhaling as the leg lowers, inhale as you return the leg, hug it in, and switching to the other side. Finding one more on each side. And hug it in. Great job. Taking a break here, you might start to circle the knees in one direction, then the other, or maybe letting the feet float back down onto the mat. Taking a few deep breaths, letting the tummy muscles relax. And then we will move into our next exercise, which is oblique crunches. To really get into that side waist. And let's bring the feet all the way down onto the mat. Before we start with this, there is the option to keep the head down on the mat the whole time and only move the knee. Otherwise, you can bring the right hand behind the head and we are drawing the left knee in toward the right elbow and then lowering the foot and head and neck come back down. So you can continue this in this way, or of course bringing the head down. If you're noticing that you are finding any tension into the low back or you're not able to maintain that core connection the whole time, then you can keep the head and shoulders down, just moving through the legs so the knee comes in, or you can do the opposite where you only lift the head and twist over to that left side and keep both feet down on the mat. Making sure that the belly button is pressing back towards the spine and you are sinking your breath. And keep it going. Neutral pelvis, not tugging on the neck, making sure it's your core that is lifting you up. Then let's switch sides. And you can press that right hand down into the mat to help you come up. It is a lift up and twisting from the belly button up to cross the body. So everything is staying really strong through the pelvis, through the core, and you've got length through the back of the neck. So you're using your core to lift you up and twisting over. Great job, you guys, doing amazing. This is going to get you all of the good results, all of the things that you will be so happy about. So keep it going, make sure you're breathing. This is the last exercise before we come to our cool down. Doing so good, you guys, staying strong. And then release it, coming all the way down onto your back, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the outside of the knees fall out wide, coming to a supine butterfly. You might rock the head gently from side to side, taking some really deep breaths. Breathing deeply in, feeling the belly as it expands, and then as you exhale, fully releasing. You might take this time to thank yourself for showing up today, allowing yourself as much time and space as you feel before going about the rest of your day or night, relaxing here, finding those deeper breaths. You have completed day 3 of the Silent Sculpt Gentle Core Yoga Challenge. Remember, this is a progressive journey. Repeat this workout as many times as you like until you feel ready to move to day 4. Make sure that you subscribe for more gentle, science-backed sculpting workouts and comment below to share how your core feels today. I would love to hear. See you next time.